and improve American society, and reject treaties, entanglements, institutions, and enterprises that want to supplant America's best interests in favor of a global interest, and ensure that America remains the world's superpower. I'm sorry, but I still happen to think that this is the best darn country in the world, okay? We are the people. Okay, what part of Europe do these people live in? Do they live in the part of Europe that we saved? Or do they live in the part of Europe that can't stand us and is still under communistic power, okay? I happen to think that this is the greatest country on earth. We basically feed more people, help more people, support freedom, and I don't like the fact that our administration right now is turning its back on countries that want to be free. And what are we doing? We're turning our back on them and saying, fight your own battle. I think that's wrong.
Yes, it is.
We should be supporting every single country in the world that wants to stand up and have freedoms that we have. Okay? And we shouldn't turn our backs on them at all. And we're still the best darn country in the world, and I don't want my president going anywhere and making apologies for us either.
No apologies necessary.
What's that all about? Don't apologize for my country. I happen to love my country. I think right now what's happening is I see a lot of people in Washington right now don't like this country. They don't like us. They think that the people are stupid. They think we're angry. They think we're mobs. They think we're uncivilized. Well, you know what? They're wrong. And we're here to tell them so.
We are angry, though.
We are angry. Well, you know, there's a difference between being angry and being silent no more. And that's what this is all about, the Tea Parties. You know, we sit back on our couches and, you know, you watch the TV, you yell at the TV every night, but it doesn't do any good. And there's a point where yelling at the TV just isn't going to work anymore. And at some point, you have to get up and you have to say, silent no more. We are not going to take it. Enough is enough. And that's the point we're all at now. And I know that most of you people probably are not radical rally, you know, people that go to rallies all the time. I'm not either. Okay, it's not in our nature. We're probably all basically very conservative, shy people. And we kind of keep to ourselves and we worry about our own families and we don't try and impose our views on other people. But there's a point when you're losing everything you have in this country that you have to start to speak up, and that's where we are right now. And I hope they're listening.
Yes.
We, the people, oppose all efforts to strip the nation of its founding justification, which is God-given, unalienable, natural rights that the government can neither confer nor deny to the individual. Okay? Our Constitution says we have these rights, and we're tired of, little by little, the government stripping these rights away. Okay? We want it to stop right now. We, the people, demand that all public servants, elected or appointed, at all times, uphold the Constitution and justify their public acts under the Constitution, eliminate rationing of political free speech by campaign finance laws regulating the freedoms of the broadcast outlets. Okay? These campaign finance laws, what they're trying to do is they're trying to take away our ability to speak out. Because when they do that, and we're not empowered and we don't have speech and our broadcast stations are shut down, look what they're trying to do to Fox or anybody else who tries, well, they're, you know, they're just horrible. Okay? This is the only way our country is going to stay strong is if we continue to have a voice. Well, you know what's going on in Russia and all the other countries where people don't have a voice, and that's where we're going if we don't watch it.
What's happening in Venezuela right now?
We the people want czars who are appointed without proper congressional vetting and who rule without oversight or restriction to be banned from government power, and that their existence be declared unconstitutional. And they're letting them have the job, or if they don't know who they are. And I don't know which one is scariest. The latest one now that they just approved is this, I don't know his name. He's decided that animals should have the right to sue, you know, whatever. And this is insanity, people. This is absolute insanity. And yet, what we were saying earlier is he's not insane. This man is not insane. His views, he knows exactly what he's doing. Because if they can say, well, the spotted owl or the worm or whatever, the ants have more power, you know, more say than we do, and they can sue, they can prevent development, they can prevent all kinds of,
tweak it.
You know, any kind of normal progress that's part of our culture, normal economic progress, they can stop it because they'll say, oh, you're going to kill that ant in the process and we're going to sue you. That's not not insanity, that's takeover.
Exactly.
And this one they want approved by Congress.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
They did.
pushed him
They
through.
did.
They pushed
Yeah.
him
He's
through.
in.
Republicans.
He's in.
Happened too.
Advising Obama. He's in.
but I have to tell you, and this is why it's so important to keep our laws, keep our broadcast stations running, because, you know, Glenn Beck spoke out against this other one,
Oh, we found out.
and he's gone, okay?
Yeah.
So, you know, when the people speak out and say, you know, bring this stuff to light, this is when the government can't turn, you know, they can't pretend that it doesn't it's not happening. They have to do something.
And Acorn will
So-
not be taking the census.
Thank you, yeah. And right now, Acorn, and here's another one, if you've been watching on the news, what's going on with those people. That's a scary bunch. And they've been taking hundreds of millions, and if not, they've got billions of dollars set aside in a stimulus
8
package
billion.
for these people. And fortunately, because of you and your voices and the way you're speaking out, you're saying, we don't want these people anywhere near. We don't want these people anywhere near the census. We don't want them to have one more dime of our tax money. No more. Last but not least, we, the people, want to take back our country to the vision of the founders. It's gone away from what the founders first started, and we need to start to take our country back. And every single one of you is a part of that. If you call your congressman, if you write a letter, if you write a letter to the paper, if you go and vote, you need to get people in your local offices, okay, who can start to work from the ground up and start to say no to these people. That's pretty much the petition and what we're doing here today. I don't want to leave without forgetting to remember, and you know, we always say never forget that yesterday 9/11, and I'm gonna say one other thing about our government. Yesterday 9/11 was the 8th anniversary of the attack on our country, where thousands of people were lost, and hopefully people do not forget that. Unfortunately, I think our government has forgotten that, because what they're doing right now is they are allowing the CIA to be persecuted and basically allowing the terrorists to have the upper hand. And if we have another attack on this country, it's going to be on Obama's head and it's going to be on Holder's head. It's going to be, the government is going to allow an attack, because right now they have just let the guard down. We are back in pre-9/11 mode, and it's very, very scary. But I want to remember those people, and, you know, we cannot let the terrorists win. That's all I'm going to say about that. The other thing I'd like to say is just that we want to remember our military people, and all of them overseas, here at home, overseas, who are fighting every single day to protect our country. They're wonderful people, and we just want to make sure that we support them in every way that we possibly can, and I know you all do.
God bless them.
Okay, that's it. There's no clowns coming yet, so that's pretty much my part of the speech. And I think what you guys want to do now is maybe get out along the roads a little bit and rally. So thank you all, you Patriots, for coming.
Thank you.
Okay, you can turn it off now.
I'm just painting some of the people.
Do the fellas and the ladies with the signs.